A quick update on most of the currency pairs that I looked over on the weekend. Starting with New Zealand US dollar, I'm very close to Xing out this bearish idea and moving to a neutral position. The move on the 1 hour over the past day or so is a small 5-wave impulse and a 3-wave correction. So it looks like it has the opportunity to move higher here, though because it's beneath resistance, I'm not going to touch it. The violation point is here, in my opinion, and now we'll neuter the count. So there may be a larger correction to come. It has not happened yet. I just want to show that it's possible because the US dollar, once again, it has not taken on as bullish a view as I had hoped for. So it may be doing something else, putting in a bigger correction. I don't know, but it has not pushed through in the manner I was looking for. Now going to cable, as I stressed many times in past videos, this is a 3-wave move. That is how I'm viewing it. Other people may see it as 5, but I want to take things only as I see them and to trade as honestly as I can. And in my view, this can only be 3 waves. Now what's happened since then is it appears to have put in a larger 3-wave sequence and has moved up again in a choppy manner. So I'm glad I labeled it as 3 because I didn't decide to load. I decided not to load up on shorts. And what is happening now, I'm not sure. It may be moving up for a third leg for E of the triangle. As long as it stays underneath this high, the triangle for wave 4 remains valid. It's not clear to me what it's doing right now. I've been tracking this video, I've been making videos since about here. And in this sequence here, put in a very complex correction. It may be doing something like that again, I don't know. But in theory, if E is finished, it should be impulsing. So I understand why in theory people were calling this a 5-wave move, but I took it as 3 initially, and I'm glad I did. I don't mind being wrong. If it had been 5 and it had sold off, I would have missed it. It doesn't bother me. This type of charting here is just like paperwork. I don't mind being wrong on paper, working with a theory, with a trade setup. It's just an idea. I don't want to marry the idea. I want to find an idea that is valid, that I can label, that I can consider honest and accurate, and to formulate a trade plan from that to execute and to make money. The only point of this is to make money. I don't make these videos or stare at charts for hours each day just to get off on it. It's simply a trading plan that I'm trying to formulate so I can make a living out of it. And so from here, once again, as I mentioned since the beginning, cable has not been a good pair to trade, but I will continue to look at it because if the idea is correct that a wave 4 high is in for E, either, well, probably not here now, but maybe here, there will be a sell-off coming. The backup plan is a move higher, but violation point is C of the try. Euro US dollar, one thing I would like to point out, I mentioned this a couple weeks, maybe last week, I don't remember. When this 5-wave sequence emerged, it was followed by a correction and another move down, making 3 in total. And then this larger move up to here appeared. What we have here, in my view, is a 5-wave move down, a tiny correction, and another move down. So it's possible that this here can turn into 3 like this. I'm not taking a trade on euro dollar. I just propose that as a possibility. It's something to be aware of if you're trading this. Though it has done more than enough here to sell off on the daily. So let's see the dollar strength come in because all these dollar pairs I'm still bearish on. The short-term gyrations are not clear right now. They have not been selling off strongly this week so far as I thought they might, though again, this pair and New Zealand US dollar, they're still in line to be able to do that. And Aussie US dollar, I'm still viewing this as D of the triangle. So a three-wave sequence is expected by me, just as this here. It was steep, but this is a corrective move. As you can see, it's only 3 waves. It's not impulsive. One popular trader on TradingView continues to call this sequence here an impulse, which it's not. And if he had ever learned what wave theory is, he would be able to recognize that. It is only a 3-wave move as part of a larger sequence overall. And so far, I'm maintaining that this is still corrective for D of a triangle, though I am bearish on it still. Okay, the head and shoulders on Euro Australian dollar is still in line for a move down. I'm looking at this as a triangle thrust here, but we need to see it sell off now. And Euro New Zealand, I'm still looking for a move lower. I was looking for a B wave here. It's possible the B wave, 3-wave correction for B is in here, though it could put in a larger B wave correction as well. That is not clear. I'm not trading this. I'm looking for lower towards the towards this area here. Now, pound New Zealand looks like it wants to violate the triangle idea and actually break above the high here from 5 December. And that would put in a larger 3-wave move for what I'm still looking for is wave 4. Now, what typically happens in these sequences for wave 4s is that if they do not triangulate, they tend to revert to previous wave 4 of wave 3, which would be in the 181, 182, 183 area. So that is a possibility, but most importantly, the up move is corrective, and ultimately I'm looking for this pair to top out and to head lower once wave 4 is marked and peaks out. Okay, Aussie New Zealand, the day is not closed, but it's possible there's an inverted hammer closing here. What I want to say about this pair is that even if it moves down into the 106x region, it is still a buy. Canadian dollar pairs, there's been some confusion on them. Confusion for me, maybe not anyone else. Now, this is steeper than I would like to see as part of a 3-wave move. I managed to find the high up here to within 5 points, and I was tracking this for a 3-wave move down. However, what I want to show on the weekly, I could be wrong about this, and it's possible B wave is in here, or Y, pardon me, X. There you go on the wing. It's possible though we've had a larger 3 overall to here, because this sequence as well for the third part is 3 overall. So the idea of an ending diagonal has not materialized yet, but who knows if Australian dollar strength returns on Thursday night with, I think, Aussie job report. This may turn. The only thing I'm saying right now is it's steeper than I wanted it to be. So I'll just see what happens there. And US Canadian dollar. Well, it makes sense for the bear to be bearish on the sequence right now because there's 5 into here. It's an ugly 5, and I went over in the first video that I considered this not really one of a wave down. I still prefer the move higher, but following 5, there was 3. I don't know how to label this right now, but I want to say that this pair is open to a very strong decline. It may put in a larger 3-wave sequence as well, or it may find a base here and move up. It's possible, but it is open to one. So if the market forces it through, there is a valid count for a big decline. And Euro Canadian dollar 2 is also in line for a big decline. There was overlap here between this high and this low. But again, this sequence here could turn into a 1-2, 1-2 and heavily decline. This also has a bearish count. It's best to work with what's most likely, which I was trying to do on New Zealand US dollar. And what's most likely at the moment is a decline following this 5-wave impulse and the short 3-wave correction that followed. I mean, I've made my view clear many times what I prefer to happen, but what I prefer to happen, the market doesn't have to listen to. So something else may change, or rather it may not change to my preferred view and may simply decline from there. It is certainly open to a heavy decline. All these Canadian dollar pairs are open to very, very strong declines now. And finally, Bitcoin's moving up well in line with the plan, but gold, the correction here was very, very brief. 3 tiny waves. I'm not sure what's happening here, but it is reaching resistance. So it is very close to a point where it should turn if it's going to. If it forces a move higher, then you'll have to take it as a breakout and adjust. But it is at the moment still in line with a possible 3-wave move up and then a deeper move to find wave 2 down beneath 1120. But that has to happen first before I can go over it more. As I said on the weekend, if you're already long this, stick with it. All right, I'll leave it there. Good luck to everyone. Bye-bye.